work well with your crew?
Did I work well with the crew? Yeah, I think we did work well together. Personally, like we were able to work well together, kind of independently and as a group. It kind of repeating what I'm saying. The day it did go well. We were able to work together and get things filmed quite quickly. Somebody else can possibly answer the question as well.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of communication between the group. We knew what time we had to be there and what we were doing. There was no real hassle. There was some interference with, should we say, walkers, but no, everything. We grew as a group. We were great.
Yeah, I agree with you. The dog in the actual movie wasn't one of our dogs. It was just some
just passing
random
by.
dog. We was actually lucky to film it. To be honest, it added a nice Wild West aspect to the film. So yeah.
How effectively do you feel you replicated the style of the scene?
But and how effectively did we replicate the style of the scene?
I think we did it quite well.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, but I think we did replicate it quite well. We used some of the kind of the generic sort of conventions that you would see in Western films.
Yeah, a lot of the stereotypes. Like we went for a kind of good, bad, and the ugly sort of theme, and I feel it worked quite well, and so there was no problems with it.
Yeah, just like the clothes could have been worked on, but I think the hat and the chrome gun kind of wrapped it in some sort of Wild
added
West
a sort of
theme.
stereotype Wild
Yeah,
West theme.
Yeah.
What would you change?
If we were to, what would we change? Possibly, I think we'd work on the costumes and the set.
Definitely the costumes.
Because it didn't really make sense, because it looked kind of fun.
There was very minimal effort that went into all the props and costumes by a long way,
like
and the location.
There was a cowboy hat and a gun, and then a Gap hoodie, and it just didn't really work well together. The outfits just didn't work. If we'd had kind of more time to actually make proper suit, like costumes, props, and things like that for it, and invest a bit more time into it, and get to a better place for filming it, it possibly would have been a lot better.
And if the location was slightly a bit different, like if it was on like a field, but maybe with like dead grass to make it look more Western in a way, and that would have worked a lot better.
I mean, there was only so many shots we could get as well with where we were in the location. We managed to get the absolute maximum, but we were very limited on what we could shoot.
They've pretty much covered all that I was going to say, so.
Have you used the appropriate conventions of the trailer?
Have we used the appropriate conventions? I'd definitely say that we have used a lot, as I previously said, a lot of the more generic conventions that you would see, but it still works well to make a good trailer.
Yeah, the conventions we used, such as like we used we used one gun sound, and there was a scream in there as well, and just kind of what you'd normally hear on a western.
Yep, and the gun and the hat, the usual stuff you see in Wild West films with the brutal killings and the
sort of mystery towards it, especially with our short teaser trailer.
Exactly.
What was your role and what did it intake?
What was my role? What did it intake? I took place as an actor and a writer. So within the writer, I had to organise a script, I had to organise lists of shots, things like that, some storyboarding, and then as the actor, I had to be there on time and be around with everyone, and I had to be able to get into character and do well on the set with the other actors.
I was the director and helping out on like the camera angles as well. Even though that was a bit tricky, but it was alright.
We managed it. I mean, I was a cameraman and also director. We kind of helped each other with our role. We kind of said what we should do, what we shouldn't, what we should add, and if I thought that she wasn't doing something right, I'd tell her. If she thought I wasn't doing something right, she'd tell me. It was everyone's input really. And we had what was his name? Lee. What was he called?
Pete.
Pete was on set as well, helping us with his knowledge of media, and it did help, to be honest.
Yeah, Pete really influenced how
The
I
shot.
was standing and how the camera angle should be,
Yeah.
and adding stuff to kind of like block the scene a little bit, which kind of helped us out a lot. So without Pete, I guess it wouldn't be as professional looking, but I still like the final product, so you know I'm happy.
Without Pete, without Pete, the shots would have been as smooth as they were.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I was off ill that day, so I was going to be an actor, but I wasn't there, so...
Silly Steve.
How did you perform in your role?
I think I performed well in my role. I managed to complete the work that was needed, and I obviously, like I said, I think I did quite well on the set with the other actor.
I think when I was trying to do a director, I needed a bit more work. Like, I was a bit rusty because don't know all the works around it, but it was alright.
Yeah, it was a first time for everyone, I feel. My first time on camera, Jack and Tyler's first time acting, Isabel's first time being a director, but we all kind of helped each other if we knew what we were doing. So Isabel was fond to the camera and she knew what to do, and I was quite fond to directing as well, and I knew what to help her, and same with the acting, we were just helping each other.
Yeah.
So it was all good.
Yeah, I try my best. That's all I can do.
That's all the questions. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Pleasure.
asking.
Yeah, thanks a bunch.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much, sir.
Yeah,
No,
thank
that
you.
was great.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a
Same
lot.
time next week.
Yeah. It's been really
Let's
great
never
having
do
you
this
on
again.
with all these questions. Let's do it again
Jesus
sometime.
Christ. My hand's fucking fountain. Feel.
I don't want to feel your sweat.
Yeah.
Oh, you said like one thing.
Dan can hear you.
Yeah, I know. I'm sweating.